pinpointed as yet, darling?
Yes. There's the Fleece Hotel where we stopped for those ghastly sausages. We're on the road, all right.
Good.
It's the last three-star hotel for 60 miles.
You did check the AA book just to make sure. No approved guest houses or anything of that sort?
None at all.
Good. Good.
It's about 2 miles further on the left. We pass a fairly large wood about a mile before we get there. Slow down a bit, we might miss it. Coming up now.
Right. Ah. Shall we try this place, Olive?
Looks all right. Secluded, nice and quiet.
It's only 10:30 and they're in bed. Funny way to run a guest house, retiring at 10:30.
Maybe they're out for the evening. Even gone away.
Leave the guests to fend for themselves.
Do you really think we ought to stay here?
Well, of course we must. It was his idea, not ours.
All right, I'm coming. Here, who is it?
I want a room.
A room? But this isn't a hotel.
Yes, I know. It's a guest house. Bed and breakfast or whatever you call it.
Oh, you must be lost. This is a private house. We don't take in guests.
I can assure you we're quite respectable. It's getting late. We'll pay in advance.
Oh, there must be some mistake. There's no guest house within miles of here, not to my knowledge.
Just because you're fully booked up, it's no reason to be inhospitable.
No wonder people are taking to camping and caravanning, ruining the amenities of the countryside.
No, don't get bad tip with me. I'm just telling you this is not a guest house.
Then what on earth is that bed and breakfast sign by your gate?
Eh? What?
Come on, darling, we'll sleep in the car.
Yeah, by my gate, what sign?
Please, darling, let's sleep in the car. It's obvious they don't want to do business.
No. Hold it. Just a moment, Pet. I'm exceedingly angry about this. Will you kindly tell me what that sign is doing by your gate?
Tony, please, let's go. I'm not feeling very well.
Oh, Pet.
I'm coming down to have a look at this sign. Now, will you show me where this sign is?
I'd be delighted.
Oh, this is ridiculous. It's a joke. It must be.
A joke? A joke? Well, I don't appreciate it. My sense of humor tends to wane at this time of night, doesn't it, Pet?
Are you all right, Fred?
Yes, dear. There is a sign here. That must be a joke. I mean, a crank. Some fool must have put it there.
This is ludicrous. Please put me in the car. Please, let's get away from this awful place.
Come along, Olive, please. Don't break down now. Don't break down. Come along.
I can't bear it any longer.
I'm very sorry. The inconvenience, you know what I mean.
Look, don't you know when to stop? Can't you see my wife's had enough?
Oh, better get her inside quickly.
Thank you.
I've offered them the spare room. The lady was near to collapse from tiredness.
Where was this sign?
Was nailed to a tree by the gate. Must have been put there by vandals.
Vandals out here?
Oh, let's get out of here. I can't stand anymore.
No, please. You can have the room. Now go in there and sit yourselves down. I'll put the kettle on and make a cup of tea. Now go in and relax, dear. I'll make a pot of tea.
Oh, you're so kind.
This way, please.
Thank you. Mr.
Cartwright. Please sit down.
Thank you. There we are. Oh,
No, I don't. Thank you very much.
from your accents, neither your wife nor yourself are from these parts?
No, we came here to retire. We're from the north of England, you know.
Really? Oh, yes. Cartwright. The name does rather savor of the north.
Yes, I suppose it does.
So you're retired. I hope I'll be able to retire at so slender an age.
It was for health reasons, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Nothing serious, I hope.
Asthma. Allergic asthma. Industrial fumes. You know what the north of England's like.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, the air here suits me.
Oh, I'm so pleased. Oh, she's so tired, bless her.
Here's the tea. Thank you, Fred. And I've made some sandwiches.
Oh, how thoughtful of you. Olive? Olive, darling. Tea and sandwiches.
Thank you. I don't know which I feel the most. Hunger or tiredness.
Oh, they're most welcome, I can assure you. You see, I drove rather further than I'd intended. I should have stopped an hour or so back. We're touring round Scotland.
Oh, lovely. It's very pretty here at this time of the year. Will you be staying long, Mr.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Ashworth. Anthony Ashworth. Oh, and of course you'll want us to register. If you'll kindly show me the guest book, I'll sign now.
But I just told you, this isn't a guest house. We don't have a visitor's book.
I see. Well, an exercise book or a sheet of notepaper. Anything upon which we can record our gratitude.
Well, I don't know what to say. I mean, it isn't necessary. We won't be showing it to anyone. As I've explained, this is a private house. We're not in business.
Oh, no, of course not. It was that bed and breakfast sign. Thank you. You forgot the mustard. Ham needs mustard. Just a dash makes all the difference. Oh, French, if you have it.
Oh dear, my cup's chipped. Would you mind? Thank you. That chipped one was spoiling my enjoyment of an otherwise perfectly lovely pot of tea.
Wouldn't you like to see your room?
Yes, you must be very tired.
Not now. Tea, that's responsible. It's the ideal pick-me-up. At least for me.
Yes, indeed. Especially when it's taken in such beautiful surroundings. This room, old, exciting, it stirs the imagination. I think it's quite enchanting, don't you, Olive?
Divine.
Ideal. Especially for a man like yourself, Mr. Cartwright. A man who's running away. Escaping from... bad health.
I really think it's time we all went to bed.
Yes, we retired early.
Ridiculously early. Stay for a while and talk. Company can be such a tonic, especially when it's unexpected.
No, I insist. I must go to bed, and so must my husband.
Insist? Insist? But I insist that we stay here and talk.
But don't you raise your voice to my wife, Mr. Ashworth. We were good enough to invite you in and give you shelter. Please remember that.
Invite us in? But this is open house, Mr. Cartwright. That notice by the gate says so.
We didn't put it there.
Oh, we're receiving no favors. I mean, just to remind you, this is a purely commercial transaction. Here's your money.
Oh.
Here. Take it. Go on. Get out of my home. Sleep in the car. Sleep in a ditch for all I care.
Go on. Leave before I call the police.
No, I don't think you want us to sleep in a ditch. Not really. You wouldn't put anyone in a ditch, would you, Mr. Cartwright? Or would you? Would you put anyone in the ditch? For a night, I mean. Would you, Mr. Cartwright?
Hello. Hey. Oh, somebody trying to book a room for the night. Come on. Put yourself together. Come on. That's right. Who are you?
Just two weary travelers looking for a pillow.
A haven for the night.
Hot and cold.
With clean sheets.
Block or interior sprung makes no difference, a bed.
And breakfast, egg and sausage and egg.
Shower or bath.
Our towels are yours.
We brought soap.
And a flannel.
What do you want from us?
A little hospitality.
Kindness with a little service.
Consideration and tact.
Given from the heart. Unstintingly.
I see. I see.
Yes, we thought you would. Didn't we, Pet?
I think we could all do with a drink.
Oh, yes. I think you'd better answer that, Mr. Cartwright.
Bed and breakfast for one.
I'm afraid it's a mistake. The sign was put there in error. We don't have any accommodation, I'm sorry.
Only for one. My passenger, an old man, an invalid. I'll sleep in the car myself, but my passenger must have accommodation. He's sick.
Please bring him in. I'm sure Mr. Cartwright can find room.
Thank you, sir. paralyzed from the waist down. He doesn't need a bed, never does. Always sleeps in a chair. Hasn't been upstairs for over 2 years. Well, good night, sir. Good night, madam. Thank you for helping.
Pleasant journey.
Car sickness, I suppose. You didn't look at all comfortable like that, Father. That's better now, isn't it?
We're sorry to impose on you like this, but you see, my wife's father suffered the most terrible injuries. We couldn't very well take him to an hotel, could we?
One couldn't expect hotels to put up with this sort of thing. It wouldn't be fair. On the staff, I mean.
What happened? A stroke?
I suppose you could call it a stroke. A stroke of bad luck, a stroke of ill fortune.
He broke his back. Paralyzed from the waist down.
How did it happen?
Well, we're not sure. The police thought he was robbed and left for dead.
Oh, what a dreadful thing to be the victim of such violence.
Oh, not so much violence, but neglect.
Oh, hardly neglect, darling. Abandonment, surely.
In a ditch.
A ditch?
A ditch.
By the wayside. Is he all right? Is the chair comfortable?
It's better than a ditch. Isn't it, Father? Better than a ditch. Not so wet. Warmer. A little more secure.
Can he tell us what happened?
Yes, if the memory's not too painful.
Do you mind, Father? He was found in a ditch with a broken back and head injuries. He'd been there all night, so we believe.
He nearly died. From exposure, not his injuries.
Hadn't been robbed. Pocket full of treasury notes, actually.
His injuries were consistent with having fallen from a height.
Most peculiar. In a ditch, 18 inches deep. A broken back. And mud. Not concrete or even grass, but mud.
With a broken back.
Unconscious.
He spent months in hospital. We've cared for him ever since he came out. We've waited on him hand and foot, haven't we, Father?
So we brought him here. To the moors. He hasn't been fit enough to move until now. And his memory's coming back. Slowly. Ever so slowly, but it is coming back.
Yes, it is returning, isn't it, Father?
What led you to us?
The returning memory. He remembered the name of a town in the north of England, kept repeating it.
Oh, and the key.
Key?
The bedroom key. It was months before we realized it wasn't one of Father's. We found it in his pocket and became curious about it.
Father was motoring down from Scotland. He phoned us late from the north of England. He felt rather unwell and decided to look for accommodation for the night. Didn't want us to worry.
The next we heard of him was the telephone call from the police.
All Father could tell us when he came out of hospital was bed and breakfast and point to the key.
We've slept in every flop house, doss house, cheap hotel, boarding house and run-down guest house in that town, Mr. Cartwright. It took us 12 weeks to find a door that would take this key.
It was in a bed and breakfast establishment that you used to run. The Cartwrights. We believe they've moved up to Scotland, the present owner said. Somewhere in the lowlands, that's what he said.
And the lowlands it is.
But we thought he was dead.
But he's not. You're not dead, are you, Father?
The doctors think he might even live another 10 or 15 years.
15 years? It's a long time, and you thought he was dead.
Dead he is, but only from the waist down.
Half dead?
Or half alive.
All right, you have to torture us. Well, we put him in the ditch. He fell down our stairs on the way to bed, but we really thought he was dead.
And we had no insurance.
So we put him in his car and drove him to the ditch. But we really thought he was dead.
It was the business. We'd worked for years, you understand, years building the business.
We understand how you must feel.
And we honestly do. We do know how you feel.
Father's tired. He's had a long journey. He must sleep.
We could all go to bed and talk about it in the morning.
Yes, in the morning.
There's no point in discussing it in the morning, or indeed at all.
Ever again. Enough has been said.
What are you going to do?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
You mean you're not going to prosecute us?
Good God, no. What do you take us for? Morons? Lunatics? We're intelligent, civilized people. The law has no remedy.
You're ready, Father? You're sure this is the way it has to be? You're satisfied? You want it this way? Good. I'm very happy that you do. I'm grateful, Father.
If this is what you want, you're a gentleman.
Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye.
You see, Father's becoming bad-tempered
Irritable.
and depressed.
An impossible burden.
He frankly admits it.
Yeah.
But you can't leave him here.
Oh, we'll telephone you every Wednesday to see how he's getting on.
But I'm not a fit man myself. My wife, we wouldn't have the time. We wouldn't be able to.
When you're retired, it's a good thing to have an interest.